Hi, it's Teddy and Lydia again from Marriage Harmony, and we're here to share with you just a couple more things to help you through this quarantine.
Yes,
The first thing we want to talk about is the little things are actually the big things.
I agree. I totally agree. There is no such thing as a quote unquote little thing because what's little to you may not be little to your spouse.
That's right.
So there are no quote unquote little things. If it's important to you, it should be important to your spouse.
And now that we're spending more time together, um, we're actually discovering some pet peeves, some that we didn't even know that we had. And so, how do we deal with these new pet peeves, baby?
Well, that's a question for you couples. How are you dealing with any new pet peeves? Because people have said that pet peeves are just little things, they're just the small things. Don't sweat the small stuff. But those pet peeves, they really start working on your nerves, like noticing, I never noticed you chew like that. Why do you chew like that? You know?
Yeah.
It's things like that, or I didn't notice that you put the dishes away like that, but then when I have to get them out of the dishwasher, they're all kind of new things that you're just realizing that really didn't even bother you or didn't phase you, or you didn't even have time to think about it prior to being together all this time.
That's right.
However, one of the things to keep in mind is just to be patient with each other. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with each other, because there's stresses that are happening, and whether they're verbalized or not, one of the things that we have to do is just keep in mind that your spouse is not your enemy.
Nope, not at all. And men, now's a good time to practice putting the toilet seat down. Some men, after all these years, have not been potty trained. And for a long time now, your wife has been dealing with you leaving the seat up.
Yes.
So, how about trying to put it down?
Well, some men say that the women need to leave the seat up.
Mm.
I'm not one of those women, though.
And I'm not one of those men that
So
leave
we
the
don't have
seat
to,
up.
yeah, we don't have
Okay.
to deal with that.
All right, man.
But some of the things that, when you think about those quote unquote little things that people like to say, little things, um, let's talk about the positive part, like saying, I love you.
Yeah.
Just a simple, I love you.
So many couples go through life without even saying those three little words. Sometimes it's just assumed. Well, I love you. I mean, after all, I'm bringing home the bacon. I've gotten you a new car. I'm taking care of the household, so I love you.
And actions matter. So yes, your actions and demonstrations of love matters, but words matter too.
Yes, and those three little words are so important in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say them so that your spouse know that you mean it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the tone is everything.
Oh,
Because if you say, I
oh,
love you, well, um, you said the words, but
that sounded angry.
hey, you sounded angry.
Or any kind of words of appreciation. When your husband has done something, whether he's cutting the grass, painted a room, whatever it is that your husband has done. And it's just nice to say,
Thank
looks
you.
great, good job, just words of appreciation.
Yes.
Uh, your husband might have cooked a nice meal. Maybe that's not the norm of what he does. Just that was awesome, or that tasted good, or I
Mhm.
appreciate you. Just nice words. Um, just just those things that
Yeah. You see,
we
compliments let your spouse know that you don't take them for granted,
absolutely,
you know? So
absolutely.
take the time, to let your spouse know how much you appreciate them
Mm-hmm,
by these kind words, these kind gestures.
mm-hmm.
What are some of the things that we can do around the house to show each other that we love each other?
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, if you're going to the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
you can say, "Well, I'm heading to the kitchen. Do you want me to bring you something?"
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
uh, that doesn't seem hard to do, it does it?
But it means a lot. Like, wow, thanks. He thought about me as he was going to the kitchen.
Exactly.
Or um, if your spouse is going to make a meal or make him something, make her something, it's nice to say, I'm going to make breakfast. Would you like any? Or I'm going to do this. Would you like some as well?
Exactly.
Versus just making only for yourself and then come upstairs and it's like, you on your own. Whatever you want to eat, you eat yourself. It's nice to communicate that love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I love about being at home is laughter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and laughter is usually found in a house where there is a lot of joy. And when there's joy, things are funny. And so we actually laugh a lot. And uh, sometimes I am the person being laughed at.
Yes.
My kids laugh at me a lot. They laugh at my accent. Um, and my wife laughs at me. She
Sometimes.
even laughs at my corny jokes.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And so laughter is, we keep hearing it, that it's a good medicine. Well, we know for a fact that laughter is a great medicine.
Yes. And I just wanted to say that during this time, especially, we have to look for the good. We can't get overwhelmed with um, the burden of this or negativity. We have to look at the good as a couple. Look at the good in your relationship. Look at the good around you, your family, because during this time it's easy to get caught up in I don't have, I've lost, back to back. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't acknowledge them. I'm just saying let's try to remember our blessings as well during this time.
That's right.
And things could be a lot worse. So whatever your situation is, which I don't know, and I'm not trying to minimize anybody's situation. Trust me, I'm not. I'm just saying just that. Look for the good. Especially as Christians during this time, it's now time to exercise that faith.
Yeah.
Really exercise that faith. And it's not about just talking the talk. We have to walk the walk now.
Yeah.
And especially when you don't know about finances, you don't know job, whether you have a job or not, or you don't know about all this. And it's easy to get caught up into how are these bills are going to get paid and how is this and how is that. And I have kids and I need food and I need this and I need that. And it can get overwhelming. So this is a time that we just need to really, really, really exercise faith and believe in God that if He's been there for you in the past, He's going to be there for you during this time as well.
That's right. It's also a time for reevaluating your priorities. Whether it's in your relationship, whether it's in your finances, and especially in your spiritual walk, because it is very possible that your spiritual walk is not what it should be. And a lot of times when we are in trouble, we sometimes now find the time to pray and
Yeah.
to beg, you know,
Get me out of this
get me
situation,
out of this
please.
situation, God,
Yeah.
But just remember that God wants us to have a relationship with Him. He just doesn't want us to come to Him when we are in need. So now is a good time to reevaluate your relationship with God, which means that you have to spend time with Him.
And also reevaluate your goals, your personal goals.
Yeah.
Your marriage goals,
Mm-hmm.
family goals. It's a good time to reevaluate that and actually look at what's really important. Some of the things that you thought were important 5 months ago really just don't even seem that important right now. And there are some things that you've developed that you're like, this needs to be a goal. We need to incorporate this in our marriage, or
Yeah.
for our family to incorporate this, or incorporate that. So it reevaluating goals.
That's a perfect time for it.
Yeah, yeah,
We have the time on our hands. Let's do it.
yeah. Another thing that I wanted to mention that came to my mind was I don't even know how this fits into anything, but games.
Oh yeah.
During this time is a good time to incorporate games.
Yeah.
I mean, a variety of games. Whether it's what is the name of that game that says, "Would you ever?" Whatever it is, and you fill it. The other person fills in the blank, or whether it's brain teaser games, whatever kind of games.
I want to play hide and seek.
See,
Okay. You don't like hide and seek?
you guys create whatever games you want to create, and or just do. And I think let's see, what is that? Not the sing along, karaoke.
Yeah.
Some people are doing karaoke even through the Zoom or whatever it's called, with social distancing, and they're playing win, lose, or draw, whatever. Just different games that they're incorporating, and connecting with family or connecting with friends, and just having a good time the best that they can,
Right.
during this situation, and making the best of it. And that's another form of laughter,
Right.
and take your mind off the stresses if one has any.
That's right.
But I think that is one of the important things to do. Yes, we've talked about staying connected, but I think that was in the previous one. I think we talked about staying connected, but just to have as much fun as possible.
Yeah. And you see, isolation is not a good thing, and everybody deals with it in a different way.
Yes.
Some people actually need some mental health uh, intervention, because they can't deal with this isolation, which is important, which is why it's important to take time to reach out to people, because you never know what that call, the difference that call can make. We still have social media, and we still have we can still text. So just whatever you do, reach out to somebody that needs that outlet. I know our kids, um,
They're
just,
missing their friends.
yeah, and they just
The
want,
presence of their friends. They can do the FaceTime, video time, or whatever it's called, but they miss the presence of their friends.
and so we take them out. Sometimes we'll just go for a little spin and grab a bite to eat and eat out in an open area somewhere, a park, just so that they can be out of the house.
Yes.
So.
Well, let's rephrase that. We're not eating in the park. We're actually in our car,
Yeah.
eating at the park.
Yeah, we're in the van eating, and so it's but we're out of the house.
Yes, that's the bottom line.
And so you just need to go, change your environment every now and again, and do it in such a way where you're protecting yourself. Wear a mask when necessary, wear gloves when necessary, but most importantly, stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe, y'all.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.